Hi everyone. Someone asked me, could I make my recovery video shorter and more sort of top line level so that people find it a little easier to follow? And I said, yep, no problem at all. In fact, I'll even throw in a guide that you can download afterwards. So if you'd like to get a copy of that, then just in the comments say, give me the guide, give me the guide, and I'll drop you a link from where you can download it. So without further ado, this is the shortest version I can come up with. First of all, I took responsibility for where I was at that point. I stopped waiting for a doctor to save me, a tablet to save me. I stopped waiting for some random guru to save me. I decided that the only person who was going to save me was me, and that I absolutely certainly could not do any more years like that. I mean, I was 2 years in at that point, so another 2 years of that, I was not up for it. And so I decided I needed to do something. So the first thing that I found was fasting, and that was incredibly effective. I did a 3-day water-only fast. The inflammation in my body went down, my pain went down, my brain fog cleared to a certain extent. I could really tell that something had changed in my body. So after the 3-day fast, I then moved into intermittent fasting, alongside slowly introducing foods that I thought were safe. So those were foods that I felt that I was happy to eat, and also things that didn't appear on a typical list of foods that people are often allergic to. And I'll include that in the guide as well. So I started introducing these things, and before long I could eat rice, I could eat fish, I could eat meat, I could eat all sorts of vegetables and salads. But then I tried gluten and bread, and suddenly my stomach swelled out again. I had all sorts of tummy troubles. I had everything kind of went backwards really, really fast the moment that I tried wheat. And that told me that gluten was not my friend. Now, as I went along, I discovered a few other little bits that I couldn't eat, but generally the rule was 3-day fast, intermittent fast, slowly introduce food, don't cheat. Very important, don't cheat. So I carried on eating good things, intermittent fasting for quite a long time, and slowly I realised that whilst this was making an enormous amount of difference to my health, it was not going to be the full shebang, and that there must be another rung on this ladder. So I continued all of that. I didn't give up on the fasting. I just kept going, and I kept eating the right foods. And then I moved on to a phase that I like to think of as mind-body. I'd been watching a lot of videos from the lovely Raylan Eagle, and she slowly introduced me to the idea that it might be all in my head. And I got really upset for a while whilst I was trying to get my head around that, because I had been fully gaslit by the medical community in the course of my life. But Raylan did the job. She got through. Then I came across the work of Howard Schubiner and a film called This Might Hurt. And then I was absolutely convinced it was something that was going on in my head. And again, I did a whole load of things. I did a lot of work on my mindset and how reactive I was. I did a lot of meditation, which brought me from high beta down into alpha and then down into delta as well. Slowly, my fight or flight reflex reduced and reduced. Through the works of Howard Schubiner, I discovered that there was one last thing that I needed to do. I needed to fully own my feelings. I was very good at feeling sad, and I was very good at feeling like a victim, but I was not very good at being angry. Over the years, I've told people how proud I am that I never get angry. And yet there are a lot of things in my life that I can genuinely say I should be very angry about. And then one day I came home, I'd been listening to some more works with Raylan Eagle and Howard Schubiner, and I suddenly realised this little voice in my head. My brain was calm and quiet enough for me to hear it, and the little voice said, "You never get angry. Why is that?" And I went, "Oh, you're right, I don't. This could be very bad for me." And as it happened, there was something at that point that I was really chewing a wasp about. And so there was nobody else in the house. The kids were, I went into my son's room, pulled out his punch bag and just let rip on it. And as I was doing it, I was mentally being really angry at the person who deserved to be angry at. And I was punching the bag, but I wasn't punching their face, if you know what I mean. I was mentally being angry with them whilst physically getting rid of the feeling and really, really feeling it. And I finished and I thought, oh wow, I'm just pacing wise, I'm going to have to be very careful with my physical pacing, which again, I was doing the whole time. And I need to include that in the guide too. So it's not easy to get it under 10 minutes, but I'm nearly there. And after that, I thought, I'm going to have real trouble making dinner tonight. But I didn't have trouble making dinner. In fact, I didn't have any trouble making dinner or doing the dishes. And I went to bed and I got up in the morning and my energy was pretty good. And I thought, wow, this is it. This is it. But then over the weeks, I started to get tired again after that. And I realized that I needed to exert my emotions and actually let them out because they were weighing down on me. And over a period of time, I've got to a point now where I don't need to balance it off anymore because I'm letting them out as they occur, like little fluffy clouds going through the sky. I just see them and I go, yes, that's good. And then I go, rah, 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 rah. And I just let it out. And then it's not so destructive. So that's it, really. That is the absolute top line. Instead of 45 minutes, you've got something that's near 10 minutes. It's a lot easier. And the option of downloading the guide. Just type "get the guide" in the comments and I will send it to you. So thank you so much for subscribing, because we hit a tiny little milestone the other day and I'm so excited. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.